Hello, YouTube fans. This is Evan Journalist, aka TheSkullKlown. I am here to talk about could we see Chucky's Origins in the TV series? Now, I was going to do a video about this a while ago actually, about, I think last month and this month I was going to do it, and this month is almost done. But I didn't really want to do it because I wanted to think it over really quick and shit, and plus, this whole spiritual awakening that's happening. That's why everyone's in lockdown. Um, there's just more important shit that I want to focus on, like myself. I want to focus within. I want to focus the universe that's inside of me, and it's inside of you too. But hey, let's just talk about this, I guess. Even though in truly in my heart and in my soul, I truly freaking feel that all of this doesn't fucking goddamn matter anymore, and we're moving to a time that, to be honest, this shit doesn't matter with movies and video games and shit. They can move up to that level, and when it does, then yeah, you could be a part of that. But if you're not going to move your frequency up, then I'm sorry, but bye bye, boo boo. That's how it is, and that's what's happening. Look, there's no movies being made in Hollywood, anyways. But anyways, moving on from that. I'm sorry, I got into a tangent there, but let's move on and let's talk about this. What would I like to see as the origins for Chucky? Now, when I say Chucky Origins, I mean, like, in a way, we kind of know about Chucky's Origins, but in the TV series, that's the thing. That's why one time I was taking a shower, I was just like, should I even mention that? Hey, what we know about Chucky, we should see that in the TV show. But I'm just like, yeah, but we've heard it, we've seen it, and fans have made it too. Like, shout out to the person that made that Chucky and Tiffany origins video and shit. I thought that was really really cool. I thought that was really neat. I loved it. And when I saw that, I was just like, this could be in the TV show, but what would they put in the TV show if the fans in a way already made stuff like that? you know it's up to Don. It really is. It's up to Don and shit. But hey, whatever. But I think if they all gonna do Chucky's Origins, go back to Child's Play 2, the book. In the book of Child's Play 2, I haven't read it, but what I've heard and everything like that, they go to the backstory of Chucky's dad, Chucky's mom, and Chucky himself. And I'm just like, no father, an abusive mother, and bullied as a kid. Yeah, that should be literally at least a season of Chucky, the TV series. That's just me. That should be a season 1, in my opinion. Or you can have flashbacks of the episode. Like, have the headless Chucky telling the story of how he is, basically. Like, he won't tell you the whole full story, because we all know from the movies, but he will just tell you, like, maybe, like, Andy comes in and be like, how was your parents? And then, boom, just start off something, and then you get, like, a backstory and shit. And then you find out that Chucky's mom was very abusive, and then that's why the dad left, and then Chucky was born, and he lived with no father. Is it possible that his father was a good person? Probably. But is it possible that his father wasn't? Yeah. It's totally possible. You can play it with the father and mother aspect too. You can go with the whole aspect of the mother went drew the father off or something like that. Or the father made the mother crazy and then he left and then she had to take care of this fucking child that she made crazy. you know? It's total like there's so many things that could happen with this Origins, in my opinion. But as long as you have the aspect of the father and the mother and what happened with Chucky to make him become the Lake Stroke Strangler that way he is before he met Tiffany and everything like that, then that'd be perfect. To be honest, the last episode that I could see them doing of hyping Chucky up, him as a, maybe a kid, not start as a baby, but as a kid, like maybe a little bit like a 6-year-old kid, and then move up to a teenager and adult, and then when you hit adult, you see him kill his mom and shit, and then he feels like he's free, and he found his new lease on life of strangling people and shit, and then he keeps doing it. Then he meets Tiffany, and then that's it. You ended it. You end it with the part when he kills the woman that he gives the ring to Tiffany to. If you really want to end it like that, I would. But you could end it here too. Just them meeting Tiffany and Chucky. Oh hi, and then boom, that's it. You could play that song from Child's Play. I mean, from Birth of Chucky. Birth of Chucky, Bride of Chucky, Birth of Chucky. You know what? Yeah, make a movie about that. You know what? That should be the episode. Birth of Chucky. There we go. That should be the episode. That I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. And the reason I'm talking about this is because there's really no news on it, no anything that we can just talk about, or mainly because what's going on, and we already heard about what I feel about it in the beginning of the video, so I don't have to talk about it. This is all about Chucky. This is all about horror right now. And horror runs through my blood, through my veins, and I love it. I love horror movies, man. I just haven't watched nowadays horror movies because, again, I'm mostly paying attention to myself. But I'm getting too tangents with that. But moving on, this is what happens when you're spiritually woken and stuff. You want to talk about stuff that is like, but is like, what you've seen and shit. But you have to talk about this crap. What do you mean it's crap? That's the 3D mindset I'm talking about, basically. But the Matrix mindset. But with Chucky, what else could you do with him? I mean, you could also do an Origins of Tiffany if you wanted to, like an episode. Like have an Origins of Chucky, and then have an Origins of Tiffany, and then have them both end when they both met, and then that's it. You have 2 episodes right there perfectly. One about Chucky and one about Tiffany. And then they both end of them meeting each other. And then you don't have to see anything else. Then the story continues of the curse of Chucky. To me, that's not bad at all. And the thing is, if they were going to remake Chucky like they did in 2019, they could have done something like that. They could have. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't mind. I would embrace the fuck out of that shit. But no, we didn't get that. Moving on from that, though. And anything else that we could get from the TV series? I mean, a lot of people might point out maybe Andy's dad, but at the same time, it's like, do we have to go into that? I mean, should we? Is that a thought that we should? Maybe Andy will look at Chucky and be like, I didn't have a father. And when I got you, I told you a whole bunch of shit. And then you came to life and I was just so creeped out. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Something like that you could think of probably. And, maybe you don't have to think of it all. It's just like, you could do it, but probably not. Let's just stick with this Chucky and Tiffany thing. It's like, all right. I mean, they're mostly the stars. Not to say Alex Vincent isn't the star or anything like that. Kind of loud. Andy Barkley. Yeah, I know. Like, he should be part of that shit, too. And Nika is part of that, too. Nika and Andy have so much chemistry. If you really think about it. And they really haven't met. Because once they did met, she was already possessed by Chucky. And Chucky got what he wanted. He got what he wanted inside the human body. And most people he wanted to be inside a chick. I don't know. Like, he's been a man all his years. Let him be a chick for once. I don't know. It is true, though. When you think about it, it's like, all this time he just wanted to be a chick. I mean, he just wants to tap clams with Tiffany. I'm like, hey, I mean, to each his own, I guess. I mean, if he wanted it, he wanted it. I mean, he can do what the fuck he wants. If he could put his soul in an elephant, he probably would have. It's like, what? It's almost like that review of Phaelus and the Nostalgia Critic when they review Child's Play, but all of a sudden it's like Phaelus is a toaster and shit. I'm just like, oh my god, that's hilarious. I'll put my soul in a toaster. Yo. Oh, shit like that is hilarious, to be quite honest. And despite you might have fear of Nostalgia Critic or Phaelus and shit, that shit back then, it's still funny. It still is funny, because just imagine that. Imagine Charles Lee Ray Killer just transforming his soul not into a doll, but a toaster. I would have been like, oh god. What is this movie? It's the Brave Little Toaster, the horror version. Okay, I'll watch it. To be quite honest, it somehow sounds appealing. I don't know why. And most people are like, this is the person that's making these videos. What is wrong with you? I'm just having fun. Can I have fun? I'm not saying it's gonna happen or I wanted it. It just sounds fucking hilarious and fun. You know? If they made like a parody of it, then yeah, all for it. All for it. But a real movie, I'll be like, ooh, people are gonna be pissed. But ooh, there's another thing about what about Andy's mom? I would love to see her back in the series. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if she comes back. Like we've heard that she went to a crazy asylum because she told everyone what really happened, and they're like, "Okay, crazy woman," and I'm just like, damn, man, the cop didn't vouch for her, or I mean, the detectives didn't vouch for her. Really, like that's so fucked up, in my opinion. And then you should get Detective Mike back too. You know, the actor and everything like that. These are actors that I really want to come back. If Kyer came back, I could literally see these actors come back. And literally, you could make a whole fucking episode surrounded by Chucky and Mike before Chucky got shut down. Like we know how Chucky got, how he got into that corrupt state because what he did to Nika's mom and shit. But we already know that. We just need to see him trying to get this guy. And then by the end, you see the toy store blow up, the chant and all that shit, and then the episode ends like that. The thing is, there's such things that you could do with this TV show, and if Don Mancini is listening to this or anybody, pick my ideas. I don't give a fuck. Just like this is something that anybody can think of. This is something that anybody could just be like, yo, man, this is actually pretty good. This is actually not bad. We really going deep into these characters' origins about this fucking psychotic doll, that was a human but transferred his soul into a doll. I don't know. I think it works. Some people might be like, I don't know, but hey, it's to each his own. Some people might think that's a good idea. Some people might think, it could be better, or probably just don't do it at all. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it. If I was in charge of it, I would do it because just going in depth with these characters even more and more is just more icing on the cake for me as a fan, especially a fan of Chucky. I've been a fan of Chucky since I was a little kid. Out of all the horror shit that I've been a fan of, that is the number one thing I've been a fan of, and you guys know that. You guys have always known that. The second one is probably Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers. They're literally head to head sometimes. I don't hate Jason Voorhees or Leatherface, but to be honest, Jason Voorhees and Leatherface, they're literally watching in the background, seeing Freddy and Michael facing each other, and they're like, yep, yep. Oh, by the way, I kicked Freddy's ass. Basically, and Jason's there, like, right? And then Pinhead is like, none of you didn't win. Fuck off. I can see that happen. Make that an episode. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. That won't be an episode. But that does sound kind of intriguing, to be quite honest. What if there's an episode of just all these horror icons and Chucky is just there telling them what he went through, but it's in hell, Like, it's not really happening in the physical realm, it's happening in the spiritual realm when they are dead. And Hellraiser is obviously the king of hell, basically, That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind. That's the thing. There's, again, going back to what I said, different episodes that you could do about expanding these about expanding these characters. And if you want to expand more of the horror icons, you could do that too. Most people be like, oh, the rights and shit. Yeah, I know. But if you could do it in the shadows, I think in the shadows, you can get away with it. I mean, you could definitely do Michael Myers in the shadows, Freddy in the shadows, Jason in the shadows, Leatherface in the shadows, Pinhead in the shadows. If you really don't want to get technically copyright claims over these characters, put them in the background. Like, show them a little bit in the silhouette, and you'll be like, I know who that is. Oh my god, And you'll be like, how the fuck they got the rights, You could do a Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing. You could just be like, let me get these characters for one episode, and I'm not going to show them a lot. I'm just going to show half of their face. You know, like I do, like you guys do with the shape, or what we like how icons do with the shape, and it's like that's not bad. So that's just me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys, and if you like this stuff that I just mentioned, tell me what you guys think. What would you guys like to see in the TV show? And if anything that I pointed out, would you like to see it? You know, so thank you guys for watching, and take care, and see you in the next video.